Check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it out, check it.
Hey, Greg and the CE, call me hip hop junkie. Straight to your dome piece like Brass Monkey. All I wanna know, do you wanna get funky?
Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of the White Hart Way. I'm Ben and I'm your stand-in host for today. Will is on holiday this weekend, so we'll be back soon, but you're in my capable hands for the next hour or so. So today I'm joined by Terry. How you doing, Terry?
All good, all good. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, dude. We were just talking. I'm boiling at the moment. So
I bet, listen,
with sweat, then.
And I've got a long sleeve training top on. It's the only one I had available. So, you know, you have to make do. It is baking, though.
I did think about this. I was like, should I put on some like Spurs merch or anything for the pod? But all of it is all the kind of like it's just gonna make you so hot. I just thought
this
a
is
white tee.
This is back when I was a few pounds lighter as well, so it's pretty tight in this hot weather as well. So I had none. I was looking around, rushing around, had none. Yeah. Luckily, saw a purple thing in one bag and thought, there you go. That's the one I got to put on.
What do you think of the kits?
Well, the new ones.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much changed. I really like the away one. And was it me or did I see a purple one that's out now?
There's a purple one. So the third one is the purple one that looks a wee bit like a kind of pajama top.
Yeah, it does. I don't know why. I don't know if you can tell. I love purple on a kit. So I like that one. The home kit's kind of... You think it's my colour?
Yeah, it really brings out your eyes. So I reckon
you should thanks, mate.
This third one.
Now you've said that, I'm going to wear purple every day. Thank you, mate.
Just for me. Just for Ben.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it.
So, Hoffenheim. The final, technically the last proper game of pre-season. We are playing tomorrow at the training ground.
Okay.
But, yeah, we played today. We won 3-0, a goal from Richarlison and 2 lovely goals from Mikey Moore. What are your thoughts on the game, just kind of briefly at the start here?
If I'm honest with you, I didn't really, catch the whole game. The highlights, it looked like maybe wasn't the most entertaining of games, but few takeaways from it. Obviously, good to see Mikey Moore getting a couple of goals. He looked dangerous as well. A few little balls in the box that could have ended in a goal. And second half, I believe Tell was very good as well. So I didn't see a lot of it. You expect the kind of win. But those two kind of performances were encouraging to see for me.
Totally. And I think with the issues we're having with our forward line at the moment, it's so important to have those players like Tell and like Mikey really stepping up at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you're right. I think, it's always good to see an academy graduate like Mikey score. I mean, we've had Dane Scarlett in the last few years popping up with goals, and sure that hasn't kind of let him really crack on with his Tottenham career. But I think that Mikey's I'm just such a big Mikey fan. I think it'd be great.
He's when we talk about Scarlett and Moore, look, Moore, you can see the levels to him now. Very dangerous to say that because whether he reaches the ceiling and that potential is, you don't know, but you can see in there that there is a player. I think last season, the loan at Rangers done him the world of good. He was almost the kind of star boy, got used to starting every week. And you can see he's come back with a lot of confidence. So we'll see where Mikey Moore goes. It's also hard because it's pre-season, right? Until the season gets started, it looks like the forward line's improved a little bit, but how much we'll see when the season starts. My opinion, we need to really reinforce that front line before the end of the transfer window.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants, and I'm certainly sure that De Zerbi won't be happy if we're going into the season with a Tell, Richarlison, and Mikey Moore front line. I mean,
look, Tell. I've said for a while, right? Everybody thought it was crazy. I think there is such a player in there, right?
I'm so glad you said that.
Listen, the reason I started my YouTube channel is I was doing my family's heading in the group chat, and I was saying it was like, they were sick of it. But I was saying Tell is going to be a player. Now, do I think he's ready to be the starting left wing? No. But getting loads of minutes, getting someone in, maybe a Gakpo in, who's that more experienced. He's, GA is very good per season. He can learn kind of the ropes off him. get minutes and use that player to develop, I think that's the right way to go. But as I said, seeing Tell, he looks like he's got more confident, got stronger. But yeah, I'm not sure I want to start the season with Tell at left wing.
That's it. I mean, the kid's only 19. Like he's so young.
He was touted at Bayern to be the next best thing. Now I know that they got rid of him, but there's definitely potential in there. De Zerbi's someone who can unlock that. He plays a more attacking game. And you can see even in pre-season that Tell's getting more shots on goal. He's definitely getting a lot more assists. He's getting the ball in the right areas, because easy to blame a front line, but if there's no build-up play that can get it to these players in the final third in dangerous areas, then what really can they do? But like I said, pre-season, we'll see how everything is when we start the season.
I think that's it. These players can, play well versus a half knackered Hoffenheim team in the 80th minute. But when push comes to shove, I mean, I was going to get onto this later, but I think it's worth asking now. For Mikey, would you want to keep him around for the season, or certainly just until January, or do you think, because he was meant to be going to Cologne and that's kind of disappeared for some reason, but would you send him to Cologne or would you keep him around?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because it looked like that was all going through that Cologne deal. It's a tough question because academy graduates, Williams Barnett, Mikey Moore, I think all fans would go, we would love to keep him around, right?
Yeah.
But the past 2 seasons we've had, especially last season, we need to make sure that we got players who can improve where we're at drastically for now. So if we don't get players in, I'd love to see him stay and kind of progress at the club. But also at the same time, even with Williams Barnett, if we go, do you know what? Not going to get the minutes. Let's, send them out on loan. They get more experience there. They develop there to bring them back next season as better players and try and integrate them. Then yeah. And it's easy after today to go, no, keep him. He's blinded, right? It's easy. Yeah. But I wouldn't mind either way. I'd understand it. It's just the thing, I was coaching for 15 years. So the thing for young players is development, right? And if he's just going to sit on a bench or only play Carabao Cup minutes or whatever, then just send him out on loan, get him some game time. We saw it work wonders for him at Rangers. So a little bit of a step up in a loan could be perfect for his development. So either way, I'm not massively fussed. But if we get players in that are, going to be well ahead of him, send him on loan, let him develop.
I think it's tricky. I mean, I think it's useful to use those two players as comparisons. Like you've got Williams Barnett, who I think is too young to go out on loan, certainly at the moment, because he's.
I think you can. I think 17-year-olds still can go on. I think they can. Anybody in the comments can let me know if I'm waffling here, but I'm sure they can still go out on loan. But I think there's restrictions to it. So even if we got a League One loan or whatever that be,
send him down to Barnet, just around the corner from his mum and dad. It'll be grand.
Exactly that, mate. That's around the corner from me at the moment. So
you could look after him, Terry. You could stay in your spare room.
Yeah, easy. I'll get on the phone to Spurs. Hello, mate. Send Williams Barnett here. We'll get him in Barnet. I'll drop him. I'll drop him to training
every day. He'll become CPA. But then with Mikey, it's interesting, I guess, because he doesn't love playing on that right wing spot. But if you've got him on the left, and then you've got Tell, Savinho, potentially Gakpo ahead of him, and then on that right, if you've got Kudus coming back, which apparently he should be back for Brentford,
which I can't wait for, by the way.
Oh, I mean, I get flashbacks to when he was under Frank, and all the tactics seemed to be was just like bang it up to Kudus and let him
That's all we had at that moment. I don't think Thomas Frank knew his arse from his elbow, mate. So he just went, let's get it to him. He seems to be all right.
The video of him meeting Kudus for the first time, I just remember he was giddy because it seemed like the first decent player he's ever managed.
Yeah, I mean, he's not bought someone no one's heard of before. In all of those videos with Frank, it looked like he was more nervous than the player. And he was supposed to be the leader, right?
Yeah.
But look,
was that the Pat Matassar video when he came back from AFCON with his medal?
Yeah,
it was like the awkward geography teacher holding it in his hand.
That's what he reminded me of. Just that PE teacher that had no social skills whatsoever.
PE teacher,
yeah, exactly that.
Yeah,
but on what you said, right? So Are we buying? I don't think we're buying Savinho for the left, by the way.
Do you not?
No, he's been using Tell all the time. It makes
Yeah.
sense if you go Gakpo and Tell for the left and Kudus and Savinho for the right.
Sure.
Right. Savinho, for me, when he was playing for City, and this is just an eye test, 0 stats, so it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But he looked better on the right. He looked more creative on the right because, again, I don't think Kulusevski's going to come in and play right. I think he'll be in that little 10 role.
I mean, you know, and that's what Kulusevski is going to come back as. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know whether you saw that picture he put on Instagram during the summer of his knee op. It's the guy we have. I think it's. I don't know how healthy or useful it is to kind of go into the season planning to have Kulusevski.
It's same thing with Maddison for me. If I'm honest,
yeah.
I love Maddison. I love Kulusevski when they're players, but they're more injured. I mean, Kulusevski's like, where's he been? He's like travelled to the moon, had a holiday there, and only just coming back. Do you know, I don't know where he's been. And Maddison's injury, you know, prone. How long's he going to last? I think we need some reinforcement in that 10 area. But like I said, if Kulusevski does come back, there was a training video the other day. I don't know if you saw it. Kulusevski dribbled around 10 players and scored. It was unbelievable. But if he does come back and he's, you know, good to go, I wouldn't have him on the right. I think he's too creative for that. I don't think he's quick enough. Don't think he's direct enough or able to really beat a player or has enough flair to beat players like that. Be in the middle of the park, can pick a pass, can beat a player. I think he'll be better in there. So I think they'll be looking at right, Gakpo, Tell left, Kudus, Savinho right. Once again, there's people moaning about it, right? But I mean, that how much does that elevate just our wing options from last season?
I mean, that's it. You know, you're finishing 17th twice in a row. Like, sure, the Ange season, he talked about it. He threw all of it, you know, all of the Premier League focus out the window, and it was all just down to the Europa League. But last season we were shy, and you know,
I mean, look. Sorry to interrupt, mate, but the Ange season that was just a cop out for me. We're focusing on Europa League. We were already dog in the league at that point, so they went, the only way that we can achieve any objective is if we do Europa League. Last season was just terrible. You know, and look, it was an unorganised, chaotic one from the start, wasn't it? Getting rid of Levy, new leadership group, bringing in a guy, Frank, awkward pre-PPE teacher, knew nothing about what he was doing or what he was coming into. Then for some reason we hired Igor Tudor, who lasted about 7.5 minutes at the club. Never understood the appointment.
I have a bit of a controversial opinion about Igor Tudor. I don't mind.
Okay, I know you've got the questions, right? But let me ask this. What made you go, I don't mind? As a guy, I didn't mind him, if that's what you're talking about. But as a manager,
I think this is how I get kicked off the White Hart Way, isn't it? By defending Tudor. I think that it was the right time for him to go. Like he should have gone in that international break. Completely right. Getting De Zerbi, I agree completely. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I think that he laid the foundations, the upping the fitness, kind of getting everyone to focus a little bit more for De Zerbi to be able to do what he did.
Yeah.
Because apparently I'm gonna have to. Players can run. There's no fitness there. They can't do 90 minutes.
I'm definitely going to have to disagree with that. I felt like the whole time we were under Tudor, no one knew what kind of they were doing. We just ran, and it was almost at the Tudor moment of realization. I thought we were down during Tudor. I thought, we're gone. But apparently, what happened is and apparently what happened. We were talking to De Zerbi at the, before the appointment of Tudor, but he said no, he wanted to start next season. Then obviously it carried on not working, and we've gone like we have with everyone now. We'll offer you the world if you come to us. I'm just thinking if you're going to do it, how many games was Tudor in charge? 8, 10? I don't know how many.
Yeah, not a lot. Yeah,
and if you're going to offer him the world at that point, why not just do it? Do you know what I mean? And we'd have been further up the table. Do it before you appoint Tudor. But I know we've kind of strayed off topic here.
Sorry. This shows how interesting the Hoffenheim game was. Is the fact that we've gone on to defend the English.
It was it looked terrible. Did you watch it all?
I did. I watched it all, and I made, I sat there like a good podcast host, and I made notes and the whole shebang. It's I don't know how much of this preseason there is to really learn from. I think that there are certain players that you like tell, and you go, okay, you've grown in confidence, or like Luca Williams Barnett, or seeing Tonali and how he's working with the rest of the team. But I think generally what it has been is a bit of a fitness raiser for people. And
Yeah,
I think we are seeing like certain aspects of De Zerbi ball there. And that's really exciting to watch. But on the most part, it does feel just like training ground exercises, as they are, I guess.
it's how it always is in pre-season.
Yeah.
You know, it was the same under Thomas Frank, and then we almost beat PSG and we beat Burnley 3-0. I thought, and then we beat City. I thought we're going to win the league here.
Yeah.
What a naive Spurs fan. But it's so.
We beat Arsenal as well.
What was that?
I remember we beat Arsenal in pre-season.
Oh, we did in pre-season. Yeah, that's why the Chelsea game. That's why the Chelsea game this year doesn't really mean anything. No one cares.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the thing with pre-season. You go, okay, that player, Luca Williams Barnett, looks really good, Mikey Moore. But look, it's hard with De Zerbi ball as well, because you can see it, right? You can see that we're trying to encourage the other team to press. We're trying to do that. De Zerbi loves finding a spare man, so having a free man. How he does that is gets people to press and moves them out of position. So we're trying that. But it's hard because it looks really good, actually, from kind of the back through to the midfield, and when it gets up to the final third, where we all know needs improving, Bartel, it's kind of, you know, not as smooth, if that's the right word to say it. So I think we can see signs. But look, a football team, a football club, a philosophy, it doesn't. How long's pre-season? Let's say a couple of months. You need much more time than a couple of months to implement a philosophy properly and get each player understanding their individual position. So I think we've kind of seen glimpses, and we're going to continue to see glimpses. But I don't know how quickly we're going to get into it. Hopefully, bang, just click straight away. We get a few good players in. But then with 2 weeks, how long we got left of the transfer window now? A couple of weeks.
Yeah, a 2nd of September it closes, so 2 weeks.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks. So if we do bring players in at this point, how long are they going to have to take to adjust to what we're doing? We'll see. But it and I know I sound really pessimistic, I think, here, but it looks decent. It looks decent, but I can see there's still a long way to go.
Yeah, I think you're bang on. I completely agree. I think today was interesting, certainly because you saw Van Hecker and Senesi at the back, which I think will probably be that whole back four will probably be the back four that we play against Brentford.
Yeah, I'm starting Robertson every day of the week over Udogie. Every day of the week.
I love Robertson. I always have. He's such a bitey little bastard that
he is.
We're so aggy, especially.
And do you know what I love? Do you know what I love though? He's aggy, right? Technically can play. There was a couple of balls forward today where it's like you could have just gone back to the keeper and hoofed it, but he's played it inside. He bites, he gets forward. His delivery is unbelievable as well. The delivery is insane. Udogie could never, by the way. He put some in, but Robertson does it like every single time. But off the pitch, I love Robertson even more. He's such a character, and it's I've been watching all the training videos. He seems to just slipped into the Spurs squad, and it's like he's been there for years. I think he's got to be our starting left back for sure.
I agree. And if you're Luca Williams Barnett or Archie Gray, even, right? You're a young player and you see someone like Robertson who's won the Premier League, who's won the Champions League, right? Captain Scotland, walking 100%. Into the training ground.
And apparently him and Archie Gray are really, he's kind of taken Gray under his wing. So look, it's just respect straight away. It's like Pedro Porro all of a sudden, right? Obviously, great player. Yeah. Needs to be played in a more attacking system. But since he's come back from that World Cup, I think everybody, including us fans, have gone, right, yeah, he's the guy. Yeah. We need that. We need those winners. We need people who know how to win stuff. And Robertson's got that. And look, I don't care if he's out of favour at Liverpool. He is still a top-class left-back. Country mile.
I think that's what's important. You know, one game a week, right, for the season. We're not running him into the ground. We do have Udogie, who I think is great. I'm a big Udogie fan. A very different player, as we've talked about. Doesn't have that crossing ability, but can progress the ball through his running and his speed and that technical.
Yeah, more athletic Udogie,
Yeah.
isn't he? He's a more athletic player.
And I think
Look,
if you're able to stop them.
yeah, I'm not. So with Udogie, I think he's a good player. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's actually said this in my last YouTube video. I think he's good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's unbelievable. I don't think his ceiling is as high as everyone else thinks. But like, I think Robertson's better now, right? I don't think Udogie gets to Robertson's level, but as a cover for Robertson, it's an extremely good strength in depth at that left back position. But again, listen, I'm not saying I speak for the entire fan base or anything. That's just my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, and you know, I think it would be more helpful if he could stay fit. And
it's another thing, isn't it? It's. But does anyone stay fit at Spurs? Bar Porro, who can play like 78 games a season and he's fine.
Yeah, we've jinxed it now, and he's going to do his ACL
shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said it.
But that, I think, watching that centre back pairing today was really interesting. Certainly with their relationship with the midfield. There's one point where Senesi had the ball and was being pressured, and Bergvall came to kind of help him.
Yeah,
and Senesi was just like, "No, bugger off! I can make the pass into the front line." And it kind of
did you not see my passing stats from last season, Bergvall?
Yeah, right.
One of the best in the Premier League. Go away, mate.
Go away. I can do it. I'm not Radu Dragusin. I can make that pass, that 10-yard pass, right?
But that psychology switch, by the way, for all of the attacking players going, we now have 4. Like Danzo, maybe not as passing, but I like Danzo. But we've got centre backs now who we don't have to worry about losing the ball there. They're going to find us. We just have to pick the positions up. Now, that for a mentality is so much better. They understand that, no, I can keep my position. They're going to look to play forward all the time. And it makes the whole team go, right, we're playing forward. We trust these guys. That's top for me, because that's the thing we've needed to change is how we think. Mentality wise, you can always see with Spurs there's a panic of, are we going to lose it there? Is that player good enough? I'm not sure. And then everyone's out of position, we get caught out. So having those two, Van Heck can pass, Senesi, weren't they the top 2 in terms of progressive passes, the centre backs in the Prem last season?
Yeah, they certainly were. Yeah.
So then that's a mentality shift. You know, you've got Robertson left back, as you said. Now you go, he's won everything, capable of playing the ball forward. We're more comfortable with that. You got Porro, who everyone knows is a player, but now his confidence is sky high as well. Just takes everybody forward. That back line is the most. That's why we started there. It's the most important part of any team, because it doesn't matter how good you are at attacking, right? If your defense is crap, you're going to be caught out of position. You've got to track back way too much. You might be dropping too deep to receive the ball to then not be able to play forward. So the back line looks unbelievable. And I say that, and we go and lose 4-0 first game of the season. But it looks great.
I mean, that's it. I think you'll bang on. It's you watch the forward line, you know, move further up the pitch along with the midfield, and then already you're like 20 yards closer to the goal, right? And you have those players that can find it, as well as, you know, and Kinski behind them.
Yeah, 100%. And Kinski can play as well, by the way, with his feet. Great. I don't know if you saw at the end of last season, right? It was like we was always, even when we were looking to get out of our half, we was always in our half. That's so much easier to mark for a defensive team and close down spaces. But with those passes of the ball at the back, we now move forward a little bit, and this moves a little bit more forward. So if we do get it up, we can get out. And we now got the players with the ability to find those players to get out. And then you move on to the midfield. You've got Tonali, Fernandez, both can play and look to play forward all the time. So the mentality shift looks like it's there. We just need to finish cherry on top with that front line.
Finish the chances, right? I mean, I was slightly frustrated. You know, Richarlison scored a really good goal, and that's what he does that every day of the week, that finish, right? We've seen him score up. I was going to about say hundreds of goals for Spurs like that. No, probably like tens of goals for Spurs. Back. But what was frustrating was the balls being played to him by your Van Hecke, your Kinski, your Senesi, and the ball would just bounce off him. And if he wants to stay, which by the sounds of it, the club kind of would like to move him on, but he wants to stay.
Yeah,
he has to get better at that interplay, that linking at the front.
Yeah, it's a tough one. We all love Richie, I think, right? Where in terms of personality-wise, character for the dressing room, he's great. Technically, he's not good at all. Look, how old is he now? 28, 29, 30, something like that.
Yeah, getting on a bit.
He's not going to improve. His technical ability is not going to improve much. But you get him crosses in the box, he does score. And now I think there's less chance of him leaving because once again, Shotkhora Solanke's injured, and it's probably going to continue that way for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but I saw this clip on Twitter of him when he played for Watford.
Yeah,
and it was Nathan A. Clark at the Extra Inch. He reposted it about the difference now and the speed and technical ability and how mobile he was back then, and how it's really sad how much the injuries have really taken its toll on Richie.
It was that combined with Everton, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think because correct me if I'm wrong, Watford he was a left winger, wasn't he?
Yeah,
isn't that where he was playing most of the time? And then he went to Everton. Was it to replace Lukaku? I don't know if it was, but might be. But they tried to get him to kind of fit that mould of the hold-up striker, the strong guy getting people's faces. Mm-hmm. Then obviously the more injuries you get, wear and tear on your body, slower you get. But it's more the technical side. He almost didn't improve from Watford.
Yeah.
Right? Because they just wanted him to be that guy, get in a box, score the goals. And he's certainly not going to improve now, mate. So if it's me, I get rid of him.
I think that's it. I think, if somebody bids, well, apparently they want 50 mil for him, but if somebody's bidding 30 mil, then I'm taking that. I'm taking 20 probably.
I mean, if you're letting Jed Spence go for £27 million, surely Richarlison's like, I'll take 15, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm on the Spurs board, look, there's got to be something around it that, maybe the fact he's gone into De Zerbi and gone, no, I want to be here, I want to stay. And De Zerbi's been saying the whole summer, if people want to stay, that's the people we want. Mm. But surely there's got to be an ability cut off to that as well, right?
Yeah.
But maybe it is the injuries again. Maybe it is that, and we kind of go, we might be left a little bit short if we sell him.
I guess that I would be potentially more more tempted to sell Solanke. But I don't think it will come in for him because he's injured all the time. Shown he's got more of an ability to stay fit than I found with Solanke.
Solanke's he's out for 14 games, plays 45 minutes, he's out for another 14. He's worse than Richarlison, but Richarlison's injury record isn't great either.
No, do you know what? He was never injured at Bournemouth. I remember reading the tweet when he joined. He was like,
no, it's definitely an us thing. It's definitely a Spurs' fault. Something's going on there.
Yeah.
But Solanke, I'm not one of these guys that goes, oh God, he's so good. I don't think that. No. Right. But again, I think it's an easy scapegoat for a couple of reasons. He cost us £65 million at the time was our record. And if you're on record signing, people expect you to go and do 25 goals a season. And the second thing is injury record, right? But I was a striker in my time, right? And I understand that no matter how many goals I can score, if no one delivers me the ball in the right area, how can I score goals? I think what we've seen from Solanke is when he is in the area and he's not injured, he scores.
Yeah.
But with the likes of Tell last season, Kuda's then getting injured, how many goals is he going to score? You put Haaland in there, right? Haaland will get more, but he ain't going to get the goals he's getting at City.
No, yeah.
We need to improve the rest of the team because a striker is based on how much stuff. Everybody's saying Osimhen, right? Great player, powerful, strength, can drive forward, athletic. He's not going to get 25 goals when it's Matisse Tell last season who's trying to supply him. We got Gallagher as our most creative spark in the midfield. How's any striker going to get 30 goals a season with that as their creative spark?
Yeah. You've turned me, Terry.
No, because I don't think he's good enough. I just said a whole point like I thought he was good enough. My point is that
Yeah, I mean, if you've got your number 10 is Xavi Simons, and I am a big Xavi Simons fan.
I love Xavi.
But
Xavi.
During the period where he was warming into the Premier League and not fully getting there with playing the ball and the physicality of the league and the speed of the league, that's who you've got as your main creative outlet, because Kudus is injured and you have Tell. You're right.
Yeah, Modric was like 4'2" and like built like a stick, but he was that good that he could play. Xavi is that good for me, but the difference is, who did Modric have? Because he played off the left but came inside, Modric, so he played as the 10.
Yeah, I think he had was it Palacios by him.
By the way, what a player he was. He was like a Wanyama for the time. Great player. But now we've got Fernandes and Tonali as the double pivot. How much more do you think Xavi is going to get the ball in the areas that he needs to? I saw so many times Xavi's in space and he's screaming for the ball, but no one's got the ability to put it into it. Now we've done that. You've got Xavi as the creative spark. We couldn't get the ball into that area. Then couldn't feed it onto Solanke to score, or Richarlison to score. So again, that number 10 needs improvement. The wingers need improvement. Once that happens, then we can start looking at 25, 30 goals. Yeah. But like, strikers aren't the most technical players on the pitch anyway, right? They're the ones that you go, right, who's going to put the ball in the back of the net? Who's strong? Who's physical? Who can win the ball in the air? And great shot on the floor. And it doesn't matter how good the striker is. He might score a bit more than Solanke and Richarlison, but unless we get the creativity around him, where are the chances coming from? You know what I mean? We had, under Frank, we had like 0.02 expected goals, and people are going, Solanke, how? How is that Solanke's fault? How is that Richarlison's fault? But I'd sell them both. That's that I would sell them both and bring someone better in. I'm just saying that whole area of the front line needs improvement for us to get a striker that's going to get 30 goals a season.
But I think you're right. I think, and what we've seen from the preseason games, especially today, right? It's building from the back. It's you have that back four that can progress the ball. Then you have the 100%. Midfield, and we're slowly starting to see that happening.
Look, up into the number 10 position now, I think. Listen, I'd go and get Morgan Gibbs-White, but that's another conversation, right? That would be my guy. That would be my guy. But once Xavi's back, you're now sorted in that 10 position. Maddison stays fitter than he did. Kulusevski, hopefully he's not just got one leg now and he can play, right? Then we're covered in that 10 position. You might not need to go and invest 85 million. But we need to go, bang, wingers. We need those wingers. And if someone gets injured, bang, we've got someone of equal or just under their quality there to come in. Look, we all hate Arsenal, right? But the reason they've been so successful, most boring team in the Premier League, by the way, boring as hell football. But they go, all right, you got Calafiori, Lewis Skelly's there, or Hincapie. So whoever gets injured or has a day off, they got someone equally as good to come in. That's what we need. But I just don't get the scapegoat of saying he didn't score much. Well, got to improve the rest of the creativity, right?
Well, we'll see. I guess this is I would maybe then hold fire on binning them off and seeing what happens. Maybe until, it's something you can say. Krupi's back in January. By the sounds of it, that's who they wanted. Yeah,
it's got to be. De Zerbi had the interview where he went, "I know the team I want," and they must be just going out. But I don't know if you're going to come to this later, but would you be going? We have to stop somewhere financially. Somewhere we can't just pay 100 million for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, I know, but he's class, and
he's great.
In a few years be 200 mil. I don't know, Terry. To be honest, I've always been of the opinion it's not my money. If they can afford it,
I do get that,
and they can pay it.
And at the end of the day, it's a Premier League tax, isn't it? And look, if De Zerbi kind of wants the players, then fair enough that he's done it for Tonali and Fernandes, who, by the way, I think are worth 100 million and 85 more than Krupi is. But at the end of the day, the buying club doesn't create the price, do they? They just have to meet the price of the player. Yeah. He looks great, but it's typical Spurs fashion. We're going, 100 million, and he's just doesn't get anywhere near. Yeah. I think you're safer there going, it's safer going 50, 60 million for Osimhen, I think.
I would be desperate for Osimhen. I think he's. I was thinking this, and I had this on the running order. It was about Osimhen, but you've now put it into my head that if we just fix the creativity, Solanke and Richarlison will score 30
Look,
goals.
I don't think anybody can argue with that, right? So has Solanke scored some goals? Yes. Enough? No. But has he got enough chances to score goals? No.
Yeah.
Richarlison, if he gets balls in the box like he does from Robertson, bang, there you go. He'll stick it away. He'll miss some. He'll miss more than he scores. But if we get him the ball enough times in the box, he's going to score. Now, I'm not saying if Osimhen or, in my dream world, Marmoush, right? That's who I would love.
Yeah.
I mean, if those players come up, you go, yeah, see you later. One of you has to go because they're better players, technically. Yeah. But I just don't think you can blame it all on the strikers because there is zero. I mean, who was our midfield last year? Paulinho, who, by the way, we all love him.
Yeah.
Oh, we love him. Great. He's a dogged midfield. He's going to win. Cannot pass a ball to save his life, though, right? So we have got no creativity. Who was the other one? Bentancur. Bentancur was decent under De Zerbi. Moved that ball forward really well, by the way.
Yeah.
But before that, playing different systems, kind of average player, wasn't he? He wasn't that great.
But now it's down to the systems, isn't it? It's like you could put, I don't know. Well, Bentancur's a good example. You put him in a system that works, De Zerbi's. He looks great again. Before with Frank, there was so much space between all the lines and between all the players. There was nowhere to pass. He was getting stuck in presses, and he was getting stuck down corridors.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'd keep Bentancur. I think he's great. I think he's a great cover. I think he was like, don't quote me on this, but one of the top in terms of forward passes from the midfield in the Premier League in the time that De Zerbi was in charge. So it showed with that little change of the system, he was like rubbish under Frank, but when De Zerbi came in, gave him some instructions, was really good. Wouldn't be my first choice, which is why I'm glad we sorted the midfield out. But I think that's the issue. I feel like we've been on the topic for ages, but I just think that's the issue is as a striker, and I played high level, academies, semi-pro and all that, I'd be getting absolutely bollocked by the manager. And I'm like, they're not getting me. How am I supposed to score or do anything if I'm not getting the ball? So, and again, that's why they've worked from back to front, because you need to get all of that done in the build-up before we can worry about who's going to be up top.
Exactly. Right. I think we should move on to some transfer window stuff. Well, specifically some outs that got announced today. And then we'll round things off with some listener questions afterwards. But let's start with our departing captain, Christian Romero, who has left to join Atletico Madrid for it's 40 million euros.
It's like 34 million pounds in it.
I mean, it's a bargain. It's a bargain for them. What's your thoughts on it?
Couldn't care less. I want him out. Like, and this is the thing. I was like, I actually supported Romero. Obviously, that only person in the team to be like dogged and like bang. And even when he was, I'm going to Argentina last game of the season, I was like, no, there's got to be a reason for that. But like, just in the fact he's made 0 sense. I want the club to be more ambitious, and I want more ambition. We need to buy players and spend money, and we're doing it. Yeah, I still want out. Just stop playing games. Just, it's like if you're in a relationship and a woman goes, yeah, I want to be with you. Actually, I don't want to be with you. Yeah, I want to be with you. I don't want to be. See you later then. What's the point? What is the point in that? Do you know what I mean? So I would have preferred to go, right, go Arsenal. Swear to God, I'd have preferred that. We can, because we charge a premium. He was always going to go cheap abroad. I understand why they rejected it and went, go abroad. But I'd have preferred to go get the money he's worth from Arsenal for him to warm their bench once Saliba's back. Like, he's not going to start for him. And if he does, go be a liability for them. But at the end of the day, I think under Levy, too many times we went, it's definitely the right time to sell this guy. I love Ben Davies. But should he be at the club for 12 years? Is he like that level of player for the stature of Spurs? There had to be a right time to sell him on. We haven't. And he's just, does he Did he even play last year? Great character again.
Great vibes around the dressing room. Though.
I get it, but are we in it for the vibes or like winning stuff? Is what I'm saying, and that's just one example off the top of my head. But we've been so poor at selling. If we sold him at the right time, let's say a season ago, 2 seasons ago, we could have got closer to 50 to 60 million for him, but we chose not to, and we've hung on to him. So look, he's only going to go down. He's not going to sign a new contract. Just get him gone. And I think it's more, again, De Zerbi saying if players don't want to be here, they must leave. So it's like, cool, whatever club he wants to go to, let's get rid of him. I don't mind it, to be honest with you. I know people will be going, oh, he's valued, so I get it. But sometimes that one bad apple, the culture of the club's everything. If it doesn't matter how good you can play, how good your manager is, if there's one bad apple in there that kind of infects the rest of the dressing room, it's not going to work. And I think that's the reason Spence went as well. Not that he's a bad apple. I think it was unfair for people to say that. But with Romero, I'm just so glad he's gone now, especially after the shenanigans at the World Cup. Did you see him in Pickford's face? I
mean, I there's clips of him doing that to the United keeper. Was it Onana in the Euro? It's Harry Maguire.
Yeah, but that's fine because that's for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was brilliant. And you were like, yeah, fucking go on. But then when it's happening to Pickford, I'm like, you spend half the time with all that circus and all the shenanigans that sometimes he forgets to really focus in on.
Yeah. And I think he just thinks he's bigger than Spurs. I felt like that the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm miraculously injured for 2 weeks, 2 weeks before Argentina. And as soon as the Argentina game, I'm fine. I can play. I'm brilliant. It just, look, he didn't care about Spurs. It doesn't matter what everybody says and how you tried to mask it, because people can say words, but actions show more than words do. And his actions show he did not care about Spurs. So if people don't care, I don't care how good people think they are, they need to get gone.
Yeah, completely. And where would you rank him then in terms of captains for Tottenham? I'm seeing people say he's second bottom along with Judas underneath.
God, Judas, man. What a player he was, though, wasn't he? That's why it hurt us so much, by the way. Campbell. He I don't. Oh, it's going to be controversial.
Yeah.
I don't think Sonny was great. I love Sonny, and it was more. Yeah, I know. It's so popular.
Oh,
he looked like he was because I love Sonny. We love Sonny. It was more a sentimental captaincy than this is the character we need. Because every time we lost or something went wrong, don't you think he looks like he's going to cry a little bit? So that I love Sonny.
Yeah.
But Christian Romero, was he? He weren't captain when we won Europa, was he?
No, he was vice.
No, yeah, Sonny was. Of course,
he was captain on the.
Yeah, he's.
What I remember.
He's bottom after. He's not as bad as Judas. No one is, but he's there. He was one season, got red cards galore, didn't care for us, didn't even want to turn up to the last game of the season. Injured, but miraculously for Argentina can play. It just, he's one of the worst. It doesn't matter what he is as a player, and even in the Europa League, by the way, for the last couple of games, I was like, this is a world beater of a defender we've got here. But he didn't do that enough. And I believe he just gave his all because of his personal accolades. That's what I think. Oh my God, I could get another trophy under my belt. I'm going to give it some. But don't worry, I'll just kick Casemiro and get sent off against United. No reason. Makes sense. He was one of the worst. I don't think he stood up like a captain. You might be in people's faces, but that doesn't make you a captain. Roy Keane was in people's faces, but he had the back of everyone. Even when he was arguing with Fergie, bang, I'm still there. I'm there first in the morning. I'm the one G'ing everyone up. If there's no performances that aren't great, I'm the one who's telling everyone. I feel that Romero was one of the key points of why people turned the way it did last year. Because at one point, no one looked like they cared. Everyone thought we were going down. And that made the whole fan base go, oh, no, we're gone. And that, let's be honest, the only season that he captained us was the closest we've ever been to relegation from the Premier League.
Yeah, you need a stat, and they need to be the standard setter. And we all saw when he came off injured against Sunderland when he was crying. We all knew why he was crying. He was crying because
wasn't
he
it
was scared he
Argentina
couldn't
coming up?
play for Argentina.
Yeah, World Cup in it. Wasn't that what he was
Yeah.
crying about? Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't about Spurs. It wasn't, I'm going to miss the last games of the season for Spurs. He was thinking I could be out of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And like you said, at times did he set the standard? Yes. But a captain is more than on the pitch. A captain is on the pitch, off the pitch, keeping everyone together, unity. There's someone a little bit down, even if you feel it, go pick them up. But I felt like he would be bitching. That's the character I thought he was. Is like, let's say after training, him and a few players went back to his, he'd be going, oh, bloody that Frank guy, even though probably right about him. But the captain should always, regardless of his personal opinion, bring people together. And if anything, he seemed to set people against each other or bring the attitude down.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell. I feel very strongly. I feel very strongly about Romero.
Pivoted slightly from I couldn't care less to get him gone.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think I opened with I'm so glad he's gone. But
yeah,
I'm trying to think of a worse captain. Like, because worse captains has to go down with who's the biggest players that's ever been captain for us and how bad were they? Sol Campbell was, no, I'm staying. And then the next day he's gone to Arsenal. Worst.
Yeah. But I think we've been lucky. We've had Ledley and we've had Harry. Hugo Lloris was great.
Yeah, great.
These are, two of those academy graduates.
I think great.
Ignoring, I think Judas is in his own camp here, but I think he might have been the worst captain. Ignoring Judas. Because
I can't think of anyone else who I looked at Spurs and went, when they're first announced captain. Yeah. And you're like, I'm not sure on that, squinting. I don't know anybody I've ever done that before. Bar Sonny, when we lost the game, he's got the captain's armband on and looks like he's going to break in tears. But he still wasn't as bad as Romero.
No, at least we could rely on Sonny. So on the other departure that got announced today, Jed Spence has gone to Inter Milan for 30 mil. I've seen various figures, but again, it's a really low fee.
It's like 27 million.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, man. This is a tough one because I love Jed Spence.
I think we've been absolutely fleeced with this fee. I think especially after the World Cup.
Rinsed, mate.
Yeah.
Absolutely rinsed on that. Look, I think a fair price would have been about 45 million. I think that would have been fair. I don't think he's a 60 mil player. Once again, it's similar to Doggy for me. It's like good player, solid player, but never going to be world class, in my opinion. Obviously, some great moments in the World Cup. But again, I think it's more down to the fact, I don't think it was a case of Spurs wanted to sell. And rightly so, by the way. This is where I'm going to take a calmer approach. Rightly so for Jed Spence, right? Because I know I'm a passionate guy. But I just think rightly so. He's gone and had a great World Cup. He's 25, 26 years old. And he wants to be the main man in his position. And we've got Pedro Porro there, who is a better player. I don't know if I could name a better right back in the world at this moment in time than Porro. So I think fair enough. You want to go and do your own thing. You want to be the main guy. And look, if he does well for Inter, you see with Dumfries, he could go to the likes of Madrid, Barcelona. That could progress his career. The price is we've been fleeced. But at the same time, it goes back to what we've been saying the whole show, that De Zerbi said if people don't want to be here, then they have to go. And look, if the only price that's coming in is £27 million, we go, look, we got to get rid of him. We want everyone united. Then again, I'm not going to argue against that. Of course, I'd like more. 45 million would be where I go, okay. I don't know if we got 45 million from him. I don't know if anybody would go, we got a bit rinsed, we got fleeced. But I'm kind of happy for him. He does deserve to go and be first choice somewhere. We just couldn't provide that for him.
Yeah. I think I completely agree. I think I think he's going to absolutely smash Serie A.
Oh.
I think the way he plays, his physicality, his speed, like his technique, his intelligence, like he is the perfect right wing back.
Do you know what? Especially for Italian league, because look, we play in a more attacking system. That's why Porro's first choice, because he's technically better. He's going to be on the ball more. Jed Spence isn't as good as Porro. In the Italian league, where it's a lot more kind of defensive, there's not.
Defender. I think he's a better defender than Porro.
One on one of the best right backs in the world. One of the best. One on one. I don't remember him against PSG. He's up against Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, and they pocketed both of them. So he's 100% suited to that more defensive style. He'll also give him an outlet going forward. And look, I wish him the best. I wish we got more for him, but I do understand it, if I'm honest. Going again, Jed Spence seems to be the confident, outspoken guy. I need to be number one. And if he's not going to be happy. That then leads back into my previous point, toxicity. We just need unity at this moment in time after last season. So disappointed, because he's better than a doggy for me. So disappointed. Very solid cover. But he wants to be the main man. And who can blame him for that? If you want, everyone wants the best out of their career no matter what they do. He's going to want the same. Fair enough.
It's funny. Did you see the announcement or the posts about them leaving? Romero and Spence. Spence got the big "thank you so much for all you did" and a big picture and everything, and Romero just got
cheers, Cootie. He's off. Thanks, mate. But that tells me that's not an accident. Someone has to physically type that out from the club, right? They felt the same as we did. I don't know how much they got to let us know in the comments how much they disagree or agree with anything we say, because mine's a mixed bag. Sometimes people say you're waffling here, mate, and I encourage all that. But I think the club feel the same about Romero, and I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it when I saw that. Yeah, don't give him all that credit.
No, just get the money. But you're right. I think it's about a rebuild. It's about resetting. Spence and Romero were both signed with Conte. They've been there for a few years. It's about let's just move on and really start. And
it's like if they're outspoken, it's a tough one, because honesty is the best policy. And if De Zerbi's gone, listen, mate, I want you, but you ain't getting in over Porro, not in my system, then he's going to kick up a fuss at some point. He's not going to be happy. And then he goes, like you said, onto your point, he performed that well in the World Cup. Now his head's even bigger and gone, I need to be the star boy. Like I said, fair enough. Fair enough. It's like if you work at a job, right, and, you're doing really well. You're like absolutely smashing your job, and there's a promotion coming up and a guy gets another promotion, but then you get an offer of that promotion at another company. Are you going to stay at? No, you're going to go. No, thank you, thank you for the development, but I'm off because they're offering me where I want to go.
Exactly.
If you put it into that,
more money as well.
Exactly that. You kind of get that bumper pay rise. So if we take it into consideration what we do in our own personal lives, then fair enough. Because if the offer was the same for me, we got that same position plus we got 50 grand more. See you later. I'm off. I'll give my notice in right there and then.
Yeah. And by the sounds of it, they're holding fire on getting another right back. Gray can play there.
Gray started there, didn't he?
Yeah. Started today.
Okay. I'm not sure how I feel on that one. But wait, I love Gray. I saw your face drop.
No,
I love Gray.
No. I love Gray. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, he's so good, but he's a centre midfield player.
He is, but I think what you're doing is you're banking on Porro staying fit for those one.
But also, what De Zerbi likes to do, think of our two right backs, right? He has Robertson wide, right? So he has whatever wing back is opposite to ball side wide, and then the winger wide here. So what I think he's trying to do with Porro and why he wants to keep him, Porro is technical enough to drift inside and overload in the centre mid. So he's technical enough to play those passes. And if Archie Gray's going to be cover natural position as centre mid, it's almost like Nico O'Reilly, kind of drifts inside and can play, and that forces overloads in the midfield. And I think that's what he's going to look to do. Jed Spence would go around the outside all the time, not technical enough to drift in, that could be the way he's looking. But I just think if we're going to sell Spence, this is my only con to it, is we need a quality replacement. If you bring in Neco Williams from Forest every day of the week, I'll take it. But I don't know. I love Archie Gray. Again, I believe in him. I don't think he's shown anything too great. He's looked great in pre-season at times. Almost Busquets type of role that he's been playing. It's a big name to compare him to, by the way.
Yeah. It's not as bad as Xavi Simons to Modric, which was about 20 minutes ago. So.
Oh, was it? Oh, damn. Yeah. I didn't mean to compare them two. I just meant the slightness of them.
That's the headline of the pod. Terry compares Xavi is the new Modric, which is fine.
Everyone would unsubscribe from my YouTube straight, and I wouldn't blame them. Do you know what I mean? But where was I at? Yes, Archie Gray. I just don't know if he's good enough cover at right back. But hey, who am I, by the way? I
agree. No, but I agree. I think with his development, I think you've got to keep him in at centre mid. However, that being said, as a kind of auxiliary right back every so often, if Porro's injured, that I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
Let's finish off with some listener questions, I think.
I love it.
We've got one we've got one from Rob Kett, who has asked the thoughts on Savinho for taking so long.
Who is this? Robbie. I'm going to call him Robbie.
Go for it.
Robbie.
Robbie.
I just love Robbie Keane. So, Robbie, Savinho. Look, I don't think it's been. I think Spurs have been serious since last summer. I think it's been City with all the shenanigans. I do think it goes through. Sizzy exclusive past couple of days has dropped on X that he expects the deal to go through in the next week or so. So I expect it to get done. I just think the length of time has been down to the fact that City haven't given the green light. No matter how much you want a player, if the green light's not given by his parent club, there's nothing that you can do. But I think I would have loved to have seen it last season. But yeah, I think it's just City being a bit difficult with Spurs again as to why we've not seen him come now. It looks like from his side he's desperate to join. Anything about Spurs being posted like, and just commenting and all that. So I think he wants to come, but City are just playing hardball. I think they're trying to increase the price.
I think it'll happen though. I think it's the next week. I mean,
£85 million apparently.
Not my money, Terry. Not my money.
Ah, fair. Yeah, fair enough. Here's me, the old accountant's back. That's what I'm going to get known as. The man in the books, the nerdy one, going, "Oh no, sorry, we are not that." That's me.
85 for Savinho, 2 goals in.
Not sure.
Not sure. Then we got some from Benji, who great name by the way. He asks, "Do you think Spurs will sign Gakpo?"
Yes, I do. Yeah, I think it's all been coming out past couple of days all over social media. Obviously, it's like finding a needle in a haystack in terms of the truth on social media, but it's come out and it said there's an agreement. We've agreed terms with Gakpo. I think what's happening here again, and it's understandable, is going. They're looking at Barkler, aren't they? And they're trying to negotiate the price there. And Barkler's left wing. If they get Barkler in, Gakpo can go. If they don't get Barkler in, then Gakpo's not going to go. I think they'll come to an agreement with Barkler because he seems keen to go. And once that goes through, they go, yeah, absolutely fine. Again, I think it's 85 million. So they can even give more for Barkler because that 85 million is coming in for Gakpo. So I think that one will go through. I think it'll be a good signing as well.
Yeah, totally. And then we've got from William Banks. This is a big one. Who will be Tottenham's starting front three versus Brentford?
How far's Kudus away?
Rumours are Kudus might be playing tomorrow versus Hoffenheim. So this might change completely in a couple of days.
Okay, so I'm going to go. Tell left.
Yeah.
Richie up top. Solanke's injured. Shock. And then Kudus right. I think it's going to be. I think the Savinho deals. next week he needs to get integrated properly. He might get a half or some minutes. I think Gakpo's going to be a little bit later than that because the Barkler transfer. So to integrate him, he'll get on. But I think we'll start with Tell, Richie, and Kudus.
I think I agree with. I think it'll be Tell on the left. I think Richie down the middle. But I think we'll have Savinho in by then.
Oh, fair
So
enough. And if we do, brilliant.
I'm putting my colours on the post. I reckon we'll have Savinho right wing.
But then if it okay, so just to expand on that, right? If Savinho's in and Kudus is playing tomorrow, would you go Savinho left, Kudus right? Would you start Savinho over Tell?
I wouldn't start Kudus. I think it's been
too long, maybe. Yeah,
I think he's been out for too long. You could bring. He's a decent person to bring on. I don't know, when we're 3-0 down against Brentford. Are
we at home?
No, it's at Brentford, I think.
Oh God! All right,
we play Newcastle. Newcastle at home is the first home game.
I just want us to smash them. The whole bloody it's not fair has just been done my head in this summer. But we'll see because Kudus is like he was still like top 5 completed dribbles in the Premier League by the end of the season.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's same with like Paulinho's tackle rate. The fact that he left to Germany for a few years and came back and was still leading by 200 tackles or something.
Yeah, it's mental. I just think if he is fit enough, by the way, this is it. If he gets in training sessions and they look at him and go, yes, you go Kudus right all day long. Yeah. If a fit Kudus, would you start Savinho over Tell?
But then you can put Tell down the middle and Savinho on the left.
Could do, but would you start Tell over Richie?
This is it. And if Tell's been playing so well during pre-season, which he has,
I said that. Yeah, I'd start him. That's why. That's why I said Tell, Richie, and Kudus. Savinho, I wouldn't start over Tell right now. He's not really played much. But we could go on for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, there we go.
If you let me go, it's just going to go on for way too long.
Let's finish off with one final question from Joe Stevens. Is De Zerbi's achievement of keeping us up better than Postecoglou's winning of the Europa League?
Absolutely not. No, not a chance. Not a chance. It's basically the same squad, no? Like, absolute dog squad, right? But we shouldn't have been 17th the year before. We should have finished higher. Yeah. So that was a poor season in itself. So just keeping us up, like, it's where we should be. That it's not an achievement for me. Yeah. I look at it and go, no. We can't celebrate staying up. Like, this is where we should be. Right? Any decent man. Huh?
You didn't celebrate when we stayed
up.
I
was going mental. But what I mean, I didn't sit there. But it wasn't a celebration of what an achievement. It was more
it's relief, right?
Thank God. So for me, it wasn't an achievement because if De Zerbi's there the whole season, we're much higher up the table, right?
Yeah.
You could tell that from the last games he was in charge, just his impact. But what Postecoglou did, 17 years no trophy with that same team who almost got relegated, that was a hell of an achievement. There is no comparison in it. We felt more for the staying up because we have not done it all the bloody podcast, but I'm going. We were shitting ourselves that we were going to get relegated.
Yeah.
That's why it felt so good. But did it feel better than that Europa League? I couldn't believe what I was watching that Europa League night. I was staring at the TV like, is this real? Have we done it? Like, completely contrasting feelings that almost felt the same but were completely different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The
expulsion of that emotion, but one was relief and one was just complete euphoria.
Yeah.
I thought for a while I did think De Zerbi's, because there were moments where I was just convinced we would like it was we were drowning.
I can understand why, right? Because it was a season of absolute dread right? And it was like started off on a high, and quickly that mountain came crashing down, and we're all from January going, we are going to get relegated. Then the board didn't move, and we're like, how can you not see it when we can? Then they moved, and then you thought it's too late. So for about 7 months, you're going, my God, this is going to happen. And then on the last day, it doesn't. The relief of it made it feel like something special, when really it was almost the worst thing to happen to us in our entire history. We shouldn't say it's an achievement finishing 17th. That squad shouldn't have been there. Dog squad for Tottenham standards, but we shouldn't have been there. Postecoglou's one. And do you know what makes Postecoglou's achievement even better? God. I always win in my second season, mate. That's what he said, didn't he, after the Arsenal game?
Yeah, mic drop.
Yeah, he just went, I always win something in my second season. Like, with the utmost confidence that he'd done it, that just makes him like an absolute legend, almost a myth. Yeah. Like,
and what, third season's always better than the second one.
And then he went in, but they sometimes killed a character off, and he was gone the week later.
Also, I really struggle to remember a third series being better than a second. Often the third is like famously.
Yeah, do you know there's only 2 that I've seen?
Go on.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And Game of Thrones, which was ruined by the last 3 seasons.
Okay, maybe everything else I've always the first.
Yeah, everything else the writers don't get it right today. But Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones are the only 2.
Right. Amazing. Well, on that note, I think that's time. Thank you, Terry. It's been wonderful to chat with you.
It's been a pleasure, mate.
Amazing. And thank you, everyone, for listening to the White Hart Way. William will be back with you next week, where hopefully we'll be celebrating a win versus Brentford. If you could subscribe and like us on YouTube, Spotify, leave us a review, and follow us on Twitter, X, TikTok. Everyone have a lovely week. And up the Spurs.
Check it out, check it out, check it out.